Everyone, it seems, is flocking to the internet in search of love. But are they finding it?
Join me as I unscramble the myths of modern love in Lovesick, the web series.
Courtship. Getting to know someone with the intention of one day settling down. It's an old tradition and one that's seeming increasingly irrelevant in the era of online dating. With so many partners to choose from and people more reluctant than ever to commit, are we better off just doing away with this social ritual?
You know, in days past, one of the interesting things about courtship was it was a process of getting to know someone, meaning someone that you might want to spend a future with. And there was more of a protocol in place, I think, with dating in the past. It was actually understood what constituted dating, and people implicitly understood those parameters. You know, like the guy would probably ask the girl out, or if you even want to back up further to the time of like the gentleman Kala, you know, he would show up and he would offer his card or maybe want to meet in the parlor, and she would decide if she was going to receive him or not. And that gave people just an idea of how things were supposed to progress. I think there's a different expectation with dating now. It's like they're kind of fast-tracked in essence. In the past, you might have spent more time getting to know each other face to face and in real conversation. But now things so quickly move to emails and IMs and texts and all other kinds of tech conversations that what's lost in the process is that face-to-face interaction, which is so important for building a real relationship. What happens now, because you can reach me at any time, day or night, and you know that, is that if I don't respond to you at 2 o'clock in the morning when you send a text, you're immediately thinking, where is she? What's she doing? Who's she with? What happens is that people panic. Their vulnerability is ratcheted up and they start immediately looking for another match. The immediacy of technology is forcing people to feel perhaps even more vulnerable than they felt in a dating situation before. The whole discovery phase of courtship is really very important. You know, that you need to discover things about a person that you can only find out face to face. Unfortunately, what happens in this day and age is people think that they should be able to find out everything they need to know about someone in a 2-minute Google search and by reading their online profile. I think that it's the interaction that you get on a personal face-to-face human level that's what you really need to make a relationship solidify, and you can't find that online. I think tech interactions absolutely give people a false sense of security. They feel like they know a person so much better than they actually do when they finally meet them. And it's so important not to use that as a substitute for real life. Don't get too caught up in back and forth emailing, because what happens is you get caught in kind of a fake relationship. And also you're building up huge expectations, which oftentimes cannot be met in real life. I would say I think that the more that we get caught up in technology, it's becoming a little more insular, our lives. And so unfortunately, yes, I think that while online dating is supposed to facilitate connections, in the same way it can inhibit our real life connections from happening. I think the most important thing to remember is that you do not want to date your computer. I mean, it's all fantastic for connecting, but when it comes down to the memories and the things that were important in your life, do you want them to have been in person in reality or through your computer screen? And I don't think it would be a bad idea to just take a step back and get to know someone on a personal level, the ins and outs, and spend the investment of your energy and your time and your hours and getting to know that person on a real human personal level. Personally, I think there's no substitute for real life because that's where the magic is.